Right, perfect. I think I'm sorted. Good, good, good. Morning, morning. Where's my folks? I need to read something to you. Lovely. If we're only just saying, we're only hoping that spring will finally put in an appearance very soon, but then we'll have to do 103 sun salutes during the class. How does that sound? The magic number, making sure that we whip up those weather gods into giving us some more sunshine. But we'll do a few sun salutes, but not 103. So I don't know if any of you ran the London Marathon the weekend. I didn't. I thought I'd give everyone else the chance. But I was watching them on the podium gathering their medals, and it made me think of something I read over the weekend. It was in the newspapers, and it was by a professor called Bruce Hood, who studies the science of happiness. And he's recently conducted a study at Bristol University in light of the fact that a few years ago, there were a spate of incidents where students became very depressed and struggling with their mental health. And such was the severity of the problem that Bristol University employed him to carry out a survey and to run a series of lectures for the students to try and help improve their overall mental well-being. And Professor Hood said he was very sceptical, and he thought that when he ran these lectures, as they weren't accredited to any course or anything like this, that nobody would attend. But he said actually they were fully subscribed from day one and continued to be so. And he's just put his findings together in a book called The Seven Secrets of Happiness. And the link with the podium winners on the London Marathon was that part of his study or part of his research drew him back to the 1992 Barcelona Olympics, where it showed, interestingly, that bronze medal winners were happier than silver or gold medal winners. The bronze medal winners were just happy that they'd made it onto the podium at all, that they'd actually secured a place there. Whereas the silver medal winners were consumed with what ifs, what should I have done, how can I get up to that gold platform next time. And gold medal winners were worried about how they would better that performance or at least maintain it so they didn't drop down to one of the steps below the next time they competed. And he was saying that one of these steps to happiness is not to compare ourselves with anybody else, to try and enjoy our achievements as they stand without comparing them. And he also cites a study that was done in Harvard, and it showed that people would prefer to earn $50,000 a year as long as their colleagues earned $25,000. When they were offered $100,000 with their colleagues earning $250,000, most people rejected it. They would rather earn less money, but know they were earning more money than their colleagues, than earn $50,000 more dollars, but know that their colleagues were earning more. Isn't it mad? So during our practice, let's see if we can, rather than, I think one of the maybe benefits, perhaps the only benefit of practicing through a screen like this, is that we can drop out of that invidious sensation that we have to kind of peep at the next mat or have a look across the room and seeing that someone seems to be doing a posture better than we are, or maybe balancing for longer, whatever it is. So it does rob us of that opportunity, if you like, to compare ourselves with other people. So let this practice meet you where you are today. Let it be a practice where you can celebrate the achievements that you get from your balances, from your practice, from moving your body. We're going to start today in a comfortable seated position. It's a really interesting read, that little one. I must get hold of his book. So just bringing the hands into a comfortable position, maybe resting on your knees, or bringing your hands into your lap where you can allow the shoulders to soften, and maybe closing down the eyes if you're comfortable. And just take a few nice steadying breaths to arrive at your practice this morning. I think so often I hear that people feel that they don't want to start yoga or come to yoga because they feel they're not good enough. You always want to ask, well, good enough by whose measure? Whose judgment? There's a wonderful quote from Eleanor Roosevelt that says, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So as you allow yourself to arrive at this space that you've carved out for you this morning, maybe setting that intention for your practice, but also maybe for the day ahead, maybe even for the rest of the week. I am enough. I am enough. There are lots of messages on social media around us that perhaps can make us feel less than enough. Not rich enough, not doing enough, not busy enough, not important enough. So coming back to that intention of I am enough. So keeping nice and tall through the spine, the hands just again steady wherever they are. We'll just start to have a little roll of the head from side to side. So you're just dropping the ear to the shoulder and then rolling across the collarbones. And just really feel if there's any tightness or stiffness in the shoulders, that the shoulders have a chance to drop away from the ears. You can pause in one side, maybe pulling the head back a little ways as you find that stretch. And this might be enough for you today, that little roll of the head from side to side. Or if you want a little bit more, you can start to take the head round in a little circle, like you're drawing a circle in front of you with your nose, but we're going to keep that movement really small. We don't want to knock ourselves giddy, so little circles with your nose or those head rolls, if that feels more available and comfortable on your neck today. If you're doing those little circles, just change direction again, keeping it nice and slow. So we're just easing into the neck, easing away any tension that might have gathered there. Like I say, it's a little bit colder, so shoulders might have crept back up around your ears. Nice, we'll come all the way back through center. Bringing the hands onto your knees, let's begin to lift the chin so it's parallel with the floor. And from there, let's bring that circular motion into your hips. So we just start to move the body round. You close down the eyes here if that feels good, or just bring the gaze to the floor so you're just really absorbed in the sensations, not worrying about what it looks like. What I'm doing, just moving the body round in a circle, tracing the path across the base of your pelvis there. And then again, we'll just change direction. So we'll just move the body round the opposite way. It's warming up into the hips this morning. It was a full moon last night, so a little bit of grounding for us. Beautiful big moon. And slowly, slowly coming to stillness. We just bring the hands together at the heart. And yoga gives us these wonderful tools that can help minimize distractions by helping to bring our focus back to ourselves and back to our bodies. And one of those are mudras, our hands. So we'll start to peel the palms apart until just the fingertips are touching. And you're raising the elbows and pressing gently your fingertips together, coming into Hakini Mudra, and my fingers are spread apart there. And then we'll come back through prayer, palms together. But this time, separate your fingers apart from your thumb and your little finger. So you're making like a little lotus or tulip with the hands. Lovely. We'll come all the way back to center. Let's add the breath. As you inhale, we part the palms into that Hakini Mudra. And exhaling, coming back to prayer. As you inhale, we open up into that little lotus. And exhale, palms together. And just rolling between the three. Seeing if you can just bring your concentration to that movement of the hands, pressing the fingertips together in Hakini Mudra, and then separating the fingertips, opening up into that little lotus flower. Just a few more, rolling across the hands. You can gaze down at your hands, or maybe again, just close down the eyes for a moment. Let's do that one more time each way. So as we inhale, we're going to lift the elbows, fingertips pressed together. Exhale, hands to heart. Last time, coming into that little lotus, opening up. And pausing, hands at the heart, dropping the chin down towards your chest. As you inhale, let's circle the arms all the way out and up. Exhaling, drop the shoulders, hands to heart, chin to chest. Twice more. So warming up into the shoulders, making that movement nice and expansive if that feels good as you reach up. And then bringing the hands down. Lovely. This time we'll reach all the way up, interlace the hands and just push the palms away from you and have a little wiggle from side to side on your sit bones there, see if you can grow even taller. We'll take an inhale as you push up, and as you exhale, we're going to drop the arms around the spine, pressing those palms forwards. Lovely, inhaling up. And as you exhale, swim the hands behind, interlace the hands and give a little tug of the knuckles down as you open up through the chest. Lovely, inhaling up, interlacing the hands, flicking those palms up again, that little wiggle as you lengthen the waist. And then take that inhale, exhale as you drop the arms and rounds. Lovely, inhale, reaching up. And exhale to swim behind you, interlacing those hands, a little tug down. Beautiful, we're going to add on this next time, so inhale, reaching up. And this time as you exhale, let's bring the right hand down, left arm stretches over the top of the head, and we'll pause there, see if you can turn your chest up towards the ceiling. And maybe this is enough, or maybe you can slide that right hand a little further away from you, dropping down into that left sit bone. Lovely, pushing off through that right hand will come all the way up, and then swapping sides, so that left hand might be quite close to you to start with as you find your side bend. And then maybe if there's space, you can slide the hand a little further away. Whoa, that feels good. Reaching all the way up. One last time. And then bringing the hands down. We're going to come into a little zigzag with the legs. So we'll bring the right shin in front, and the left shin is just parallel to the side of your mat there. And what tends to happen is we've kind of shifted towards one side there. So really see if you can press down through that left sit bone so you're sitting nice and square. Right hand just down beside the hip. Then take the left arm and just bring your hand onto your hip. As you inhale, I'm going to see if you can lift and roll the hip forward, so space between my bottom and the floor. And then exhale, really bring that sit bone down. So as you inhale, you roll the hip, create that space as you lift your bottom. And exhale. Option this time as you inhale, let's bring the left hand to the right knee. And as you exhale, just bring the hand down alongside you. So rolling and twisting. And then lowering the hip. One more like this. And this might be enough. Coming into that little twist as you lift your sit bone. If you want more, this time as you inhale, lift the hips and sweep the arm in front of the face, pressing forwards. And then exhale to come down. So twice more. If that feels good, you can push the hips up off the floor. Otherwise, you're sticking with that little roll. Whatever is enough for you today. One more. Lovely. Coming all the way down. And keeping the right leg where it is, we'll extend that left leg out in the diagonal. Left hand somewhere on the leg, the thigh, the shin, wherever feels good as we take the right arm up. And exhaling over the top. Lovely, coming up halfway as you inhale. And sliding over that extended leg as you exhale. Lovely, one more time, inhale. And this next time we'll pause and hold, so maybe you stay there, maybe that top arm is just not great for the shoulder today, in which case wrap it behind you. And again, we're trying to turn the chest up towards the ceiling. Beautiful, coming all the way back through center, keeping that right leg where it is just for a moment longer. Left foot comes to the floor, just in front of you, bent knee. And hold on to the outside and inside edge of your foot. Leaning back, and bring that knee up towards your chest and see if you can sit up nice and tall. So this might be more than enough for you today, keeping the knee deeply bent. Or you can start to straighten the leg. Maybe you need to walk the hands underneath the leg to support. Otherwise, holding on around the leg. We tend to sink back and round here, so see if you can sit forwards on your sit bones as you extend that leg forwards, coming into heron pose. Oh, that's a lovely stretch, eh? Let's bring that left foot to the floor. Hands come behind you, so you can bring the right foot just alongside hip width apart. Pressing into your hands as you inhale, we're going to lift the chest. And exhale, just bend the elbows, let the chest sink twice more. So as you inhale, you push your chest forwards, maybe lifting the gaze. And then exhale to bend the elbows. Lovely. One more time, inhale. And exhale, lovely. This next time we'll sit forwards, holding on behind your knees. You can always clasp your wrists for more support, otherwise fingertips underneath the knees. So you can lean back and come up onto your tiptoes. Maybe this is enough. Or joining me in boat pose as you lift your shins parallel to the floor. And again, see if you can keep the weight forwards on your sit bones so we're not sinking there. We're sitting up nice and tall. Beautiful. Maybe you can reach the arms forward towards your toes with the palms up towards the sky. Lovely. Bringing the feet to the floor, giving yourselves a little hug as you round over the knees. And then we'll swap sides. So this time left shin is in front and right shin is just up behind you. And you might notice, like me, that one side feels more in balance than the other. So really try and press that right sit bone down. Right hand to hip, left hand just on the floor. So again, as we inhale, we're going to try and lift the sit bone up. So there's space between your bottom and the floor. And then come all the way down, low. So as you inhale, the movement's from the hip rather than the arm moving. So the arm's only moving because the hip is rotating. So adding that twist as you want. As you inhale, right hand coming across to left knee. So we're taking a little twist there. And then we come all the way back, lovely. And again, so you're doing that little twist, sit bone lifts. And then we're pressing down through that right sit bone one more time. This might be enough, or this next time, maybe you lift those hips up. So as you inhale, you push the hips forwards as you reach up and then come all the way down. Twice more, whatever variation is enough for you today. Reaching up and then coming all the way down. Lovely. Last time, reaching up and coming all the way down, extending that right leg out on the diagonal now, toes up towards the ceiling. Adjust that left heel if you need to. Right hand on the leg, let's reach the left arm up and sliding that right leg down. Lovely, coming up halfway, breath in and sliding down. Exhale, lovely. One more time, reaching up. So this next time we'll hold in that side bend, so coming down as far as feels comfortable, as far as is enough for you. You can always get rid of that top arm, wrap it behind. Otherwise, again, we're trying to turn the chest up towards the ceiling. Lovely, coming all the way back up, bringing that right foot to the floor in front of you. We're going to hold around the foot, leaning back, bringing that knee with you so your shin is parallel to the floor. We've got the option to stay there, or again, you can straighten the leg, making sure you're sitting right forwards on the sit bones. You can hold lower down the leg if that's more comfortable. Beautiful. Bringing the foot to the floor, hands behind you so you can bring both feet hip width apart. Option one, as you inhale, we're going to lift the chest and release. Option two, as you inhale, we're going to lift the hips up, coming into that up facing plank, keeping the gaze up, and exhale, release. Lovely. So inhaling up, pressing down through your feet. As you lift those hips up, maybe the sit bones parallel, level with the back and the knees. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, pushing all the way in. And then coming all the way down. And again, just taking hold behind the knees. Again, you can always clasp your wrists underneath the knees if you need that support, leaning back. Maybe lifting the shins, maybe extending the arms, and maybe that final little bit, you might want to lift the legs up today. So wherever you are, try to lift up nice and tall through the chest. Beautiful. Start to the day, hey? Nothing like a boat pose. Bring the feet down and give yourselves a nice hug as you round the back. If your ankles are okay, you can cross at the ankles, pull your feet towards you and roll over to all fours. Or finding your way there, so you can come to that nice tabletop position with your hands onto your shoulders and your knees underneath the hips there. And from there, let's just start to circle the body round. So you might want to part your knees a little bit, just bringing some weight into the wrists. As you shift the shoulders slightly forwards of the wrists as you come forwards. And then change direction, just warming up into those wrists. Again, it is a little chilly today. Got a poor workman in the garden. I'm going to go make him a cup of tea afterwards to warm him up. I think he's deserved it. And then coming back to that tabletop, spreading the fingers nice and wide. As you inhale, let's dip the belly. Allow the chest to pull forwards, finding your cow pose. And then exhaling, rounding like an angry cat. Again, maybe closing the eyes here, just feeling if you need some more space in your shoulders, if you're feeling tight or tense across the shoulders. Just take the hands a little bit wider apart. You might find that that really does help you create more space that you can sink into. A couple more times there, pressing into the floor. The next time you're in that angry cat shape, let's pause. Bring your bottom down towards your heels, finding that child pose. You can wiggle the hands forwards, maybe lifting up onto your fingertops so your palms and elbows are lifted. And as you draw the hips back, we're pressing the fingertips forwards and down. Just taking a couple of nice breaths there into the side of the body, all the way down, underneath the armpits. Then bringing the hands back under the shoulders as you come up into your tabletop, this time with the toes tucked under. Starting to warm up into the backs of the legs as you inhale, let's dip the belly. But this time as you exhale, let's start to lift the hips up into your downward facing dog. Back down onto all fours as you inhale. Exhale, we'll flatten the feet, bring the bottom back into that child pose. Rolling with breath. Inhale, coming forwards, toes tucked. Exhale, push the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Rolling over your toes back onto all fours as you inhale. And exhale into that child pose. Let's do that one more time. Moving with breath. So again, yoga gives us that wonderful tool of our breath to help us focus our practice. When we combine that with a movement, we've got that moving meditation. We'll meet in child pose. Bottom to heels. Lovely. Got an option to stay there or just reach the arms a little further away from you in that child pose. Ready to come onto all fours as you inhale. But this time as you exhale, we'll come all the way down between the arms, all the way to the floor. Healing up through cobra, inhale, and pushing back into that child pose as you exhale. Twice more, that little floor flow, again, moving with breath as you just place the body down, your thighs, your belly and your chest, and then we peel up chest, belly and thighs. Lovely, one more time, inhale. Exhale to come all the way down between the window of your arms, and then we come all the way back up. And again, we meet in that child pose just for a moment. Then sliding hands back under shoulders, we'll come onto all fours. And just shift the weight into your left knee. I'm going to take that right leg behind you, bend the knee and take the toes up towards the ceiling. So there might be a little bit of a back bend there. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, squeezing knee to chest, nose to knee. Inhale, toes up, chest lifts. And exhale, we squeeze everything in. Lovely. Twice more, trying to close that gap between your nose and your knee. Last time, taking the toes up and bringing that knee in. Then we'll take that leg all the way back behind you and see if you can step or help it to the outside of your right foot. I'm going to walk my left knee back a little ways so I can come up onto my fingertips, hands on the inside of that right foot. We'll let the hips sink and chest open as you inhale. And exhale, move the hips back and maybe lift the toes up. So inhaling, we roll forwards, letting the hips sink. And exhale, pulling back. Twice more, just rolling over that front heel, feeling that nice stretch in the hamstring. One more time. Hips moving back. And then we'll come forwards, bending the knee, planting the left hand on the floor, right arm reaches up into a twist. And as you exhale, both hands come down inside of the foot. One more like that. So we reach up. And then bring the hand down. Now this might be enough, or we can add on. Inhale, reach the arm up. And this time as you exhale, see if you can bring your right elbow down to the mat. Inhale as you open the arm. Hand or elbow touches the floor. Lovely. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Hand or elbow tapping down. And we'll reach the arm up. And walk that foot between your hands now as you just bring it to the middle of the mat. Coming into that low lunge, we'll sweep the arms up as you inhale. And circle the arms all the way forwards and down. Lovely. Twice more. Inhale, pushing into that front foot. And exhale. Lovely one to release the shoulder. Lovely. One more time. Let's bring the hands down this next time. Firm up through the belly. We're going to shoot that right leg all the way back behind you. Straight leg this time. And maybe this is enough. Or see if you can lift that left arm. You can always keep your fingers on the floor. Or lifting that arm, bringing that upper arm a little bit higher. Lovely. And then coming all the way back down into that tabletop. Give the wrists a little twirl, a little shake. And we'll try that on the other side. So weight in the left knee this time. Right knee, sorry. We're going to take the left leg all the way back. And bending the knee, take the toes up on the left leg. Lovely. Take an inhale. Exhale as you squeeze in. And again, so you might find a tiny little back bend as you lift the toes up. And then that lovely rounding of the spine. Twice more. Seeing if you can close the gap between your nose and your knee. Let's do that one more time. Squeezing in. We're going to take that leg all the way back behind you and step or help it forwards to the outside of your left hand this time. Give it a helping hand if it doesn't get there. I'm just going to take a little wiggle back with my right knee. Coming up onto the fingertips, let the hips sink forwards. Lovely. We'll take an inhale. Exhale, start to move the hips back. You can always keep the foot on the floor or peeling it up. Inhale, let the hips sink. Exhale as you push the hips back. Twice more. Lovely rolling action, opening up into the hip and then stretching the hamstring. This next time, we'll bring the foot to the floor. Right hand stays on the floor this time as we take the left arm up. Inhale. Both hands to the inside. Exhale. Lovely. One more like that. And know that this might be enough, especially if you've got tight hips. One side might feel different. And this time, we'll reach the arm up as you inhale. And as you exhale, maybe seeing if you can come down onto that left elbow. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, hand or elbow, you decide. Lovely. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Hand or elbow, dipping down. And then we'll reach the arm up. And we'll walk that foot just between your hands now, bringing it to the middle of the mat. Ready for that low lunge. Sweeping the arms up as you inhale. And circling forwards and down. Lovely. Twice more. Pushing the arms maybe back behind you as you find that space. One more time. Inhale. And this time we'll bring both hands down, ready to sweep that left leg all the way back behind you. And you might stay there, or maybe explore taking the right arm in front of you. Upper arm level with the ear as you reach in opposite directions. And then bring the hand down, bringing both knees underneath you. Let's tuck the toes. Inhale as you lift your chest. Exhale, downward dog. This time in your downward dog, we'll just linger there a moment as you pedal out through the feet, pressing one heel down and then the other, maybe moving the hips from side to side. Then start to walk your feet towards your hands. You're coming towards the top of the mat. We'll make the forward fold, lots of knee bends. You can cradle the elbows and just let the body sway from side to side if that feels good. Yeah, movement coming from the waist rather than the arms, pulling you around. And then letting those arms dangle. Or tuck the chin and roll your way up. Head comes up last, so take your time as you come all the way up to stand. Lovely. Circling those arms all the way up. And hands coming down to hearts. Lovely. Let me just adjust so you can, my precarious tower of bricks and blocks I've got there to have the screen. That's a little bit better. Let's take the arms all the way up. This time we're going to interlace the hands. So turn the palms up and really reach up through the spine. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to drop the knees and push the hands forward, just like we did at the beginning. Straighten the legs. Inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands behind you. Interlace the hands. Maybe the knuckles tug straight down, or you might be able to take the arms a little ways back behind you. And release, taking those arms up. Interlace the hands, push the palms up as you inhale. And exhale to round. Lovely. Straightening the legs, arms up, inhale. And exhale, interlace the hands behind you. And again, we do that nice chest stretch. One more time with an add-on. Inhale, pushing those palms up. And exhale to round. Lovely, reaching up as you inhale. And exhale, hands come behind you. Now, option to stay there, just lifting the arms away from the body or bend the knees and drape your belly over your thighs and let those arms lift up and over. Some of you might be pushing the knuckles towards the back of the room. Some of you might be taking those arms up towards the ceiling, in which case really push, push, push away through the arms, lifting them away from the body. And then releasing those arms. Let's come all the way up to stand, sweeping the arms up as you inhale. And this time as you exhale, let's bring the hands together at the heart. And making sure you're at the top of the mat there as we come into a little round of our sun salutes, not 103. Inhale as you take the arm up. And exhale, this time let's fold all the way down over the legs. Coming into your flat back as you inhale, pulling the chest forwards. And as you exhale, we're going to slide your right leg back and lower the knee. Beautiful, sweeping those arms up. Let's take an inhale. And exhale, bringing the hands down, picking up that back knee, and we meet in a downward facing dog. Just pausing there in this first round, maybe again, pedaling the feet out, bending one knee and then the other, knowing you can stay there. Or this time as you inhale, let's roll forwards to plank. And as you exhale, knees down, chest down, coming all the way down. Lovely. Pulling up into that little cobra, elbows tight to the body. And exhale, release. Coming all the way back up onto all fours. And take a moment in child pose as you exhale, pushing your hips back towards your heels. And then from there, walking your hands back towards your knees. And so we end up in hero pose, sitting on our heels. If this doesn't work for you, just lift your hips up, coming into standing kneeling. Lovely. Hands to heart wherever you are. Inhale and take the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, left hand to right knee, we're going to reach that right arm all the way back behind you. Inhaling up. And swapping sides as you exhale. If you're in standing kneeling, you're just bringing your hand to your hip. Let's do that twice more. So inhale through center. And exhaling, left hand to right knee, reach the other arm back behind you. Inhaling up. And exhaling, swapping sides, we're opening up through the chest. This time we'll inhale, take both arms up. And as you exhale, hands come down and we find our way back onto all fours. Tucking the toes, let's lift the chest as you inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Lovely. Looking forwards as you inhale, we're going to step that right foot forwards and lower the back knee. Arms sweep up. Take that inhale. And exhale, lower the hands. Pushing off that back foot, let's step into our flat back as you inhale, top of the mat. Exhale to fold. We're going to rise all the way up. And hands coming to heart. Lovely. Next side, adding on. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale as you fold, maybe bending those knees. Finding your flat back as you inhale. This time as you exhale, left leg, slide or step it back, lower the knee and flatten the foot. Ready for that low lunge as you inhale. And exhale, bring the hands down. Lift the back knee, downward facing dog. Rolling forwards to plank if you wish to do this little flow. Knees lifted or lowered, yogi's choice as you come down onto your belly. Inhale as you find your cobra. And exhale to lower. Let's push back all fours. We'll take that moment in child pose, arms long, stretching the hips back towards the heels. And then we'll walk the hands back towards your knees, again, meeting in hero, or again, you can repeat what we did in that standing knee. Okay, taking those arms up, option one. Left hand to right knee, we reach the right arm back. If you want more, bring the right hand down behind you and reach the left arm in front of the face and maybe lift the hips up. And then we come all the way back down. Arms lift up, inhale. Exhale, other side, either into that twist or bring the hand down And sweep the right arm in front of the face. Lovely. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, either the twist or lifting those hips, pushing them forwards and up. And lower. Lovely. One more time. Over to the left. Either that twist or again, finding that lovely elevation through the hips. A little back bend. And then coming all the way down. Lovely. Reaching those arms up. Take an inhale. Exhale as you find your way back onto all fours. Tucking the toes under. Let's lift the chest as you inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. This time as you inhale, left foot, step or help it forwards, top of the mat, lower the back knee. Arms lift up. Let's take that inhale. And exhale, lower. Coming into your flat back as you inhale. And exhale to fold. Let's rise on up. And hands coming to hearts. We'll pause with the hands at the heart. Just shifting the weight into your left foot. And find that drishti, that gaze point. Again, one of those tools that yoga gives us to help focus our practice. Just bringing the gaze to something in the room in front of you that's not going to move. As you maybe just pick up your right heel. Or maybe bring that knee up towards the chest. Lovely. Option to stay there or start to slide or lift that leg back behind you, coming into your warrior three. Got the option to stay there or reaching the arms back alongside the body. Keep a little softness in that front knee. Hands come back to heart. Can you bring that right knee back up towards your chest? Maybe you need to tap the toes down, that's fine. And then lower the foot to the floor. Other side, you're going to pick up your left heel, maybe that's enough. Or bring that knee up, keep that focus, that gaze point. As maybe you slide or step the leg back, knowing that the floor is there, so you can always slide the leg back along behind you. Maybe the arms reach back. Hands come back to heart. Can you bring that left knee back up towards the chest? Maybe you need to tap the toes down, that's okay. And bringing the foot down underneath you. Lovely. We're going to add on this next time. So shifting the weight into that left foot. Let's bring that right knee up. Lovely. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's take the leg back. Sweeping the arms back behind you as you find your warrior three. Woo, wibble wobbles. Now take a big step back with that right foot, bringing the toes down, coming into your high lunge. Let's sweep the arms up, take an inhale. And as you exhale, right heel drops in, we'll open up into that warrior two. So have a little wiggle of that front foot to the middle of the mat. Take an inhale there. And as you exhale, sink a little deeper into that front knee. Beautiful. Now take a little straightening of both legs. And then push the hips back as you reach forwards and down, finding your triangle. Lovely, that right arm reaches all the way up towards the ceiling there. And then bending the knee, we come back into our warrior two. Pivoting on that front foot, turning all 10 toes forwards to the long edge of the mat, coming into your 5-pointed star. Really take up space there as you reach out through the fingertips. Reaching the arms up as you inhale. And as you exhale, we'll come down into a wide leg forward fold. Maybe hands find the thighs or down to the floor. And wherever you are, just bump the hips from side to side as you find that nice stretch in the inner thigh. Maybe the movement's nice and small. Maybe you're making it a little bit bigger there. And coming to stillness in the middle. We'll pop it, bend in the knees as you sweep the arms all the way back up towards the sky, taking that inhale. And as you exhale, let's turn that left foot forwards, coming back into your warrior two. Left arm reaches up and back this time, inhaling into your reverse warrior. And as you exhale, take a tick-tock of the hands down, pivoting on that back foot, option downward dog, or front leg to sky into that downward dog. Rolling forwards to plank as you inhale, lowering that foot. Exhale, coming down onto your belly. Find your cobra, or maybe this time it's an upward dog. We meet in our downward facing dog. Lovely. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, just allow the hips to sink, the heels to sink down towards the floor. And then walking the feet forwards, coming to the top of the mat. Bending the knees, let's circle the arms all the way out and up, coming up to stand. And hands coming to heart. Let's do the other side nice and slow. Then we'll add one movement, one breath. So this time, shifting the weight into your right foot. Let's bring that left knee up. Pausing there as you find that balance. And then taking the leg back, reaching the arms back behind you as you find your warrior three. Lovely, taking a big step back, bringing the toes to the floor. Inhale into that high lunge. And exhale, dropping that left heel in, opening up into your warrior two. Again, you might need to wiggle that front foot to the middle of the mat. Lovely, straightening both legs. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's come into our triangle, our Trikonasana. Right arm reaching down, left arm up. Back into your warrior two as you inhale. And as you exhale, we'll turn all 10 toes forwards, coming into that lovely 5-pointed star. So really reach out long through the fingertips, take up space there. Arms lift up as you inhale. Exhale back down into that forward fold. Again, using the legs if the floor's a little bit too far away today. And again, we'll just move the hips from side to side in this first round. Just finding that nice stretch in the inner thigh. And then coming to center, pop a little bend in the knees as you sweep the arms all the way up, taking that inhale. And exhale, finding your warrior two, turning that right foot forwards. Right arm reaches up and back this time as we inhale. And as you exhale, that windmill of the hands down, pivoting on the back foot. Option downward dog or front leg up to the sky, that three-legged dog. Inhale as you roll forwards to plank. Exhale to lower. Find your cobra or your upward dog. We'll all meet in downward dog. From your downward dog, again, have that slow walk forwards, coming to the top of the mat. Rise all the way up, sweeping the arms out and up. And hands coming back down to the heart. Beautiful. So we're going to see if we can do that one more time. A little faster. One movement, one breath. So find that drishti, find that focus before we start. Then lifting that right knee up. Lovely, find that little balance point. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's reach the leg back, reach the arms back as you come into your warrior three. Lovely, tapping the toes down. On your next inhale, let's sweep the arms up into that high lunge. Exhale as you open up into your warrior two. Straighten both legs, inhaling. Exhale as you come into your triangle. Left hand down the leg. Inhale as you bend the knee, coming back into your warrior two. And as you exhale, let's find that 5-pointed star, turning the toes. Reaching the arms up as you inhale. And exhale, coming down into your forward fold. And this time, just walk the hands forwards a little way so you've got your hands under your shoulders. As we find a twist, right arm reaches up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale to lower. So we're letting the hips move a little bit as we swap sides, keeping the shoulder above the wrist. Bring all the way down, one more each way. So just letting the pelvis move from side to side a little bit. So opening up into that twist as you lift that left arm. And release, softening the knees, circling the arms all the way up as we rise. Inhale. Exhale back into your warrior two. We're turning that left foot forwards. Left arm to sky. Inhale as you reach up and back. And exhale, bringing the hands down. And meeting in downward dog or a three-legged dog, taking that front leg to the sky. Rolling forwards to plank as you inhale. And exhale to lower. Find your back bend, maybe a cobra, maybe again the upward facing dog. We meet in downward dog. Option one, you can walk or bring the feet together. Bend the knees, look forwards. And as you inhale, maybe a little hop to the top of the mat. And then exhale, fold over the legs. Let's rise all the way up. Up to stand as you inhale. And hands to heart. Last time on the other side. So again, find that focus. This time it's the left heel or knee that lifts. Remember, you can always slide the leg back or take an inhale. Exhale as you reach the arms back and send that leg back behind you. Lovely. Big step back now. Bring the toes to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, left heel drops in as you open up into your warrior two. Straighten the legs as you inhale. And exhale, coming down into your triangle. So this time, left arm reaches up to the sky. Back into your warrior two. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's turn the toes, reaching the arms out. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, hinging forwards again, creeping the fingertips forwards, lengthening the chest. Left arm reaches up this time. Inhale. And exhale, coming down. Lovely. Other side, reaching up. And then coming all the way down. One more each way. Making sure that hand is underneath the shoulder, keeping the joints nice and safe. Last time with that right arm. And coming all the way down. Lovely. Soften the knees as you sweep the arms back up. Inhale. Exhale back into your warrior. Right foot faces forwards. Right arm reaches up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Let's wimble the hands down. Pivot on the back foot. Option downward dog, or last time for a three-legged dog. Rolling forwards to plank as you inhale. Use your knees if you're getting a bit tired to ease that descent to your mats. Find your cobra, or again, pushing into palms of hands, tops of feet. We meet in downward facing dog. Again, you can walk or bring those feet together, bend the knees, look forwards, and as you inhale, maybe a hop, maybe lots of little hops to your flat back. And then fold. Let's rise on up. Inhale. Hands to heart. Exhale. Hand on the chest, hand on the belly. Close the eyes for a moment as you just allow the breath to settle. And gathering up those threads of your attention if you find that they've wandered off. And focus on just bringing the breath back under that conscious control now. Let's take a circle of the arms all the way up, slowing things down. Inhale. Exhale as you fold. Stepping back into your downward dog. Maybe this time walking your feet a little wider apart so you can drop down onto your hands and knees with your knees mat width apart. Big toes can come together as you push back into your child pose. And having the knees wide just creates a little bit of space in the hips. But if that doesn't work for you, go ahead and bring your knees back together. Or maybe this is enough just to rest in that child pose. Or a little stretch to release any tension in the shoulders. Come up onto your right fingertips and feed your left arm through, coming into a little thread needle there. Trying to roll that right armpit open a little ways, leaning into that left shoulder to feel the benefit of that stretch. Let's take a couple of breaths there. And then we'll swap sides, so left arm in front of you, coming onto your fingertips. We feed the right arm underneath. So again, we're trying to roll that left armpit up towards the ceiling there. Let's take a couple of nice deep breaths there. And then bringing both arms in front of you. Let's slowly find our way back onto all fours. This time we'll bring the knees together, ankles together, so you can swing the feet round to one side and just sit down, swinging both legs out in front of you. Again, knowing that Your forward fold today might be with a deep knee bend and wrapping the arms under your thighs, let that be enough. Or with a little softness in the knees, we'll sweep the arms up as you inhale. Coming down over the legs. So again, whatever works for your back, your hamstrings today, easing down into your forward fold. Wherever you are, just allowing the breath to settle. Slowly rolling your way back up. And just bringing yourself down onto your back, bringing your knees in towards your chest when you get there. Just allow a moment to roll from side to side or back and forth. Just allowing a gentle massage of the spine there as you roll your back against the floor. And then bringing both hands to your right knee, let's extend that left leg all the way out in front of you, heel on the floor. As you press out through that left heel, see if you can bring that right knee up towards your chest, but let the shoulders relax, keeping the face nice and soft, chin tucked in, so the neck as well. Lovely release for the low back. Then left hand on that right knee, we're going to drag that right knee across the body into a little twist. I like to move my hips a little bit over to the right side there, just to create a bit of space. You can bring your right arm level with your shoulder, or just let it drop beside you, whatever feels right. Taking a couple of nice deep breaths there. And rolling onto your back. And then we'll swap sides. So left knee comes up and in, and we take that right leg long on the mat in front of you, pushing out through that right heel. Again, just relax your shoulders. We tend to drag tension with us when we bring that knee up towards the chest. Finding a nice release for the back. And using your right hand this time, we're going to drag that knee just over the body. Again, you can reach that left arm level with the shoulder again. I'm going to move my hips all over to the left side of my mat to find some space. Rolling onto your back. Bring both knees back up and in towards the chest, this time holding around the back of the legs. As you take both legs up towards the ceiling, flexing the feet, press the soles of the feet up, but press your lower back down into the floor. It's feeling that nice stretch out through the back of the legs. And bending both knees, one hand on each knee. We're going to separate the knees, keeping the big toes together. You might need to lift your head and shoulders up off the floor so you can reach down towards the top of your ankles. And then lower the head, lower the shoulders. And again, you're trying to press your lower back down into the floor as you bring your heels towards your bottom. And this happy baby variation, and maybe this is enough. Or you can come into happy baby, keeping the knees bent. We just take the soles of the feet up to the ceiling. You can hold behind your knees, your calves, or you can hold on to the outside of your feet. Again, we're trying to press your lower back down. Most of us, our hips will lift a little bit, if not a lot. And gradually, we're trying to just release as much of our lower back down into the floor as we can. Bringing both knees back in towards the chest. As you hug the knees, rounding up, bringing your nose towards your knees, sliding those shoulders away from the ears. And then lower the head, lower the shoulders. Just roll the head gently from side to side a couple of times, releasing any tension. Then bring the feet to the floor. You can always keep the feet nice and wide and let your knees rest against each other. Constructive rest. That's nice if you've got any back issues. Or stretch the legs out in front of you. I'm just going to sit up so I can talk to you. Closing down the eyes. Allowing yourself to once more become absorbed with your breath. And that moment of gratitude for all the movement the body has afforded you today. Reminding ourselves that we are enough. Before you proceed with the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Just reminding ourselves again that no one can make us feel inferior without our consent. We are enough. Beginning to deepen and lengthen your breath now. Maybe bringing some movement into your ankles and wrists. You might want to take a lovely full body stretch for a moment, reaching the arms back above the head, stretching the legs out, a bit of stretch and space. And then go ahead and hug your knees up and in towards the chest. And then rolling and turning to one side. Coming up to seated when you're ready. And the hands just together at the heart, allowing your chin to drop down towards your fingertips, softening those shoulders away from the ears. Lovely. Let's take a nice out of the arms all the way out now. Bringing that little mantra, I am enough, down to the heart. It's there when we need it. And namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you, team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Be happy despite the weather.
Oh yes, and it's brought some